Alrighty. Okay, let's go to get started here. All right. So, let's see. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Wow, 3 people watching. Wow, look at that. All right. So, Amazing 3, start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to visit some of the archives of Ben Thorp, because last time I streamed, there was someone in the chat, I think her name was Mackenzie, that seemed to think fondly of Ben and seemed to think that he is either a good man or misunderstood or something of this. I'm probably reading into what she said. I'm not exactly sure, other than it seemed to me that this is a good time to be reminded of who Ben is. And we're going to play some clips, and then we're going to visit the archive. This is a great little video if you want to know more about Ben Thorp's, like what's going on in his mind there. Ben Thorp's Disastrous House of Wayward Hoes is the meat of today's stream. It'll be the meat of it. We will start off with some little appetizers here. This right here is Lalo, as you know, a sidekick of the Thorps. Is him reacting to getting chewed out by his favorite online show. Could sample that first, and then definitely could watch the Thorps crash out because they're unable to really manipulate at all links the way they wanted to, and because of that they throw a pissy fit. And then of course, as Thorps do in good fashion, because nothing is off the table, they're like, you know what, they teach links a lesson, we're going to go ahead and try to flag our Patreon down, because that's what the Thorps will do. And they will be like, I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen the clip yet, but I'm pretty sure they think they're helping her out by helping her do the right thing, which is, all this is rich. Because all of this, when we get to the Wayward Hose video, like Ben Thorp trying to act like he's some sort of feminist, like he's better than Ethan and Ralph of all people, is very, very rich, because he's not. He's absolutely not. He's absolutely not. We could go 1 for 1 on that. We really could. Who is better, Ben Thorp or Ethan Ralph? You could be like, well, Ben Thorp, you'd be like, Ethan Ralph abandoned his kids. Ben pretty much abandoned his kids. He'd be like, well, Ethan Ralph released revenge porn. Well, Ben Thorp may or may not have intercourse with his daughter. I mean, where do you go from there? Okay. Okay. It's like, and the evidence is strongly suggesting he did. I'm going to just say he did. Okay. I mean, in my opinion, anyway, that's what it looks like. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. First, we'll start with the Lalo video. Let's play this a little bit here.
Of grace, this guy is a simp, and she's just abusing the simp. But after this clip, I was like, no, bro, you get what you deserve. You reap what you sow, Lalo.
Fair enough.
This is one of the most brutal humiliation rituals I've ever seen. But 4 different women who are all just going to humiliate Lalo and put him on blast as a beta simp. And you think, oh, that must be an exaggeration. No.
Guys.
It's savage, man. And it's like, listen, man, you need to listen to us and get the fuck out of this situation. We know you're watching. You got to stop.
Is that because he's not as alpha and he just seems very beta?
Oh my God! and I don't hate Lalo, bro.
It's over.
I mean, I mean, it's true though. It's true.
Down goes Lalo.
What?
Down goes Lalo. Oh, beta.
Just look at Lalo's face. Let's get a man. Okay, I'm gonna fix the crop job as we play this.
In real life. He was
Then Lynx
Oh, it's
she
bad.
laughs, and then like
very awkward in person. There just was no attraction. I just realized.
he's there,
There was
sitting right
no
there.
attraction. There was no attraction. You guys is brutal, man.
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't remember anything happening.
Lalo's trying to play it off like it doesn't bother him, but yet it bothers him. that's so like he has to watch it. If he X outs now, then they win. Okay, he has to act like it doesn't bother him at all. All right. Lalo's on panel with Grace and the Luchador mask. Of course. But we got some stuff to get through. Hold on.
We'll show this to now. Okay. When you did, no, I feel bad. No, I'll leave it there.
What is this?
No.
Beta.
Ooh, guys,
Beta.
watch.
Like
This
he's
is a-
actually like he can't even defend himself because he's scared. Like
I don't even know if I could watch him say
look
this.
At,
I don't even know if I could
like
watch him.
the gesture like Lynx is doing where she's wrestling. Look at that, bro. Oh no, man! Every single one of
She's
these
so white.
women is just dogging him. Just look at her. Look
Ruby
at her.
looks
The top
concerned.
left.
Ruby is like perplexed, dude.
Oh my god.
Here we go, guys. This is tough. Watch this.
Genuinely. No, that's bad. No.
I showed
Okay.
sexual interest in you after I had that conversation with you.
I thought so.
Whatever, everyone's gonna assume like what you did is much worse. This looks bad for both of you right now if you don't just fucking say it, you
No,
dummy.
he just-
Okay, well, it's okay.
Oh, the
He's
driplets.
okay with
The
it.
driplets.
Okay.
I have no idea what
You'll
you're
never
talking about. Go
guess.
ahead and say it.
Okay, maybe this was something else. No, okay, so when you did that dance in the DC, right, with the white dress, I felt a drip, like, as you were getting up. I don't know what it was.
Felt that drip.
I don't know what it was.
It just cuts to every
Let's go.
single person.
No one
on the panel's
knows.
reaction.
And to this day, no one knows what that was. It could be nothing. It could be pee. I mean,
Action. Oh my god, he's such a simp, bro. He's so big. He remembers like the dress she was wearing and everything.
That was just a basic detail to remember, dumbass. It's like if I said I was wearing a white shirt. Yeah, what about it?
Like it's fucking bad.
Felt a drip, like, as you were getting up. I don't know what it was. 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 I swear to God, that was I did.
oh, you're right. You're
Every
right.
single person.
The Arabs in Israel and Egypt and Jordan all come from.
Why is he on the panel? He got cucked and embarrassed, humiliated by Grace and all those other ladies, man. Why is he there? He has no dignity, dude. He has no spine. Wow. Okay. All right.
It has covered their face. Like, it's just crazy.
Aura, negative aura, but still,
Oh,
hey, it's valid.
no. He's trying to claim Grace was
It's
wet. for
wet,
him.
it's dripping.
So wet that it would be dripping. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why I
Right.
felt it. Yeah, there was like a drop. Like
That's
not giving you drip date.
Even just like laughing uncontrollably.
Oh, I
Stuff,
saw
Ava.
that
This is
yesterday.
fucking ruthless.
Oh my god.
He wanted to get paid to get on
You told
Ruby's
me I could
stream,
say
but no one's gonna pay him.
See how honest I'm being right here?
That is
Like I saw that. Yeah, Ruby was begging in Ruby's chat to get paid to go on her panel, but she was not going to have that. And then there was a fake Ruby in there as well. And then there was this whole struggle session that was just so great. It was so great. I thought we were so close. I thought to witnessing another beating. It was quite the struggle session for real. And we'll get into that if we have time, for sure. Like that is something we're definitely going to get into either today or tomorrow. We'll see.
crazy.
Well, it could have been something else.
Yeah, the girls are flipping out.
There's like,
He thinks I was like,
Get cracked for me,
Look at Ben.
100%,
Look at
man.
Ben here. Look how he's sitting.
Even they notice Ben's legs. It's kind of hard to notice, right? Wow. I vaguely remember covering this, and saying the same thing about the legs.
His legs are just open in the air.
It's just
Like we had a
so
similar
hard, bro.
script.
How?
Fucked. This is so bad. This is so bad. Lalo, please, bro. You can't be putting us through this anymore, man. Please.
I didn't even notice his legs.
Okay, I heard that Lalo is a pay pig for Kino Casino. Is that true? Is that a fact? Or is that fiction?
No. No, I don't think so.
I don't think you're actually saying what it is. I think you just made that up.
No, I swear to God, no, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It happened.
She was so wet that it ripped through your pants. Through your
Oh, is that a migraine? Is he holding his nose like that? What's going on?
Now that I think about it, now that I know more about like how it works, I don't think it was. It could have been that like you were. I don't know.
Now that
He doesn't even know. Oh yeah. See, I completely missed that. I missed that line. I missed that line right there. Now that he knows a little bit more how it works, is a very weird tell.
Like how it works, I don't think it was. It could have been that like
that right there.
It happened.
She was so wet that it ripped through your pants. Through your.
No, I don't. Now that I think about it, now that I know more about.
He says, now that I think about it, now that I know more about how it works, like, what do you mean by that? Wait, what do you mean? You know a little bit more how it works just now? Like what? Did you have to load up some data in your head, or like I don't understand?
Like how it works, I don't think it was. It could have been that like you were. I don't know.
Now that he knows how a vagina works.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. I'm just saying like. Now that I give it more thought, it could have.
Oh, so it is. Now that he gives it more thought, now that he accesses the files, the .exe on vaginas, he opens that. Okay, that's a real nerd. That's a real nerd breakdown. Okay, now that I understand a little bit more how it works in this moment. Oh, that's so funny. A better way to say that would be like, you know what? Sitting here now, thinking about it does sound ridiculous for it to be like, you know, pussy juice. Maybe it was pee. I don't know. It could have been something, but it was definitely a drip. His CPU is bottlenecked. Yeah.
Could have been something else. Like it's unlikely given that she was wearing, let's say, something underneath the dress. Okay, which is just a growing pains thing that had to happen live. Okay, this is just an awkward moment. I didn't give it too much thought. Okay.
So concerned. Ava's just died.
Just an awkward moment. We'll get through this. You know what? Is that why you're wearing a mask now?
I'm laughing. He knows how a vagina works. Like, what is he talking about?
I probably do more than PvP does, by the way. Maybe you pissed yourself. I don't know.
What do you know about how it works?
Well, you know, experience. I don't know.
No.
Oh,
Did he just call himself a virgin on the fucking?
He did. He's exposed.
I did
as a
not.
virgin.
You kind of did, Lalo. You kind of did. You walked right into the virgin trap. You kind of, you did, dude.
Buddy. Oh no, we have a
And you're getting clowned by PPP, who cannot see his own penis, and Andy Worski, who there's some stories about him. I don't know. I don't know if they're factual or not. I'm not going to repeat them right now. I know he may or may not have intercourse with a woman who stuck a pine cone in her butt. That's weird. Pine cone girl. That's a weird thing, man. Doesn't make any sense. Why, out of all things, why would you put a pine cone in your butt? You're asking for it to get shredded up. What are we talking about? What? Anyway, moving on. So next, okay, so we got to watch this clip of Ben really freaking out, really losing his cool at Lynx, because tonight's stream is really about Ben and how he's not the feminist he's trying to claim he is now. Okay.
Lynx, have I honestly ever behaved towards you like Ethan Ralph behaved towards you? Come on, be honest. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so fuck you, and we're gonna take.
Yeah. I mean, Ben sent Lynx and other women his flaccid dick pics, shit like that, right?
Lynx, have I honestly ever behaved towards you like Ethan Ralph behaved towards you? Come on, be honest.
And she would know.
Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Lynx could say that Ben acts like Ethan Ralph. And now, how does he respond?
So fuck you, and we're gonna take you fucking down, and you're gonna be on fucking Keno Casino.
F you. We're gonna take you down. You're gonna be at Keno Casino.
Getting the shit ripped out of you. You
Getting the shit ripped out of you. Okay.
fucking prostitute whore. Keep going.
A whore, prostitute.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's real cool. That's real cool. That and just like that, that stuff right there. And Grace right there, looking like she's about to cry because she knows her dad is angry and today is not going to be a good day. Which that day was not a good day. There was a whole struggle session that was like, the struggle session before the kick is very potent. We saw that the other night. We revisited that. But that struggle session yesterday was much more. But we did not get a kick though. I found it to be, because there's things that were said like, "What, you're gonna sue me?" Grace was like, "What, are you gonna sue me, Ben?" And he's like, "It's not off the table, honey." You know, because Grace was pushing back a little bit. And then sitting there in the corner crying. It's kind of sad, but they made the bed that they're in, so I'm not really too worried about that. Okay, I'm not going to get choked up.
Links, he won't hurt you, I promise
Get
you.
her out of here.
She's gone. And bye-bye.
Fucking lying whore.
Lion horse.
Get ready to get
It just has to parrot what her dad says.
ass raped.
Get ready to get your butt raped. I censored ass, but I did not censor grape. Wow. Anyway, that's real that's real feminist of Ben. Now this is new to me. I've not seen this clip. I've not seen this at all. Apparently they want to take down Lynx's Patreon.
Selling pics of her nude body. I'm not even dunking on you at this point. It's just sad, honestly.
Yeah.
I just wish you would stop. Like,
I would
it's
consider
just sad
Grace,
to see, honestly.
in all honesty, like using the quote of her saying like I'm retarded, I have brain damage, sending it to Patreon. And
What is
saying
going
you
on
should
with Ben's
shut this
shirt?
down.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
You should shut this down. I'm not saying I care about Patreon, but like this shouldn't be allowed to go on. It's like it's
Says who? Says Ben? It shouldn't be allowed to go on. Like, why does Ben feel like he has to be the white knight for Lynx for her honor, even though she does not want that? She does not want Ben to be being her white knight, trying to save her. She actively did this herself. And I understand her logic. Her ex-boyfriend was going to release his stuff. It was out there. Okay, so make some money off it. Okay. Put it behind a paywall, make some money, and make some mad money. She made some mad money on it. Ben is jealous. Ben is angry for real. Ben is angry because he was not the one that was giving those nudes. I think if it was the other way around, I think if Lynx had sent Ben the labia pics, I don't know if it was labia. Oh, I've never seen a vagina before. The labia pics. I think he would have reviewed it. Now, he still would have been like, don't sell it. You know what? It's kind of weird with that stuff because it's not like Ben is against stuff like that entirely, because he'll say that he is, but yet he's friends with Whoremaxer, and you know he's friends with people that are friendly towards people who are like who embrace that degeneracy, right? So it's like stop, man. Stop. It would have went a different way, ish. The important thing is Ben is butthurt about the whole thing. He's overreacting. He tried to manipulate Grace into taking his side, like playing the victim, going on Keno Casino, get a W on Ralph. But instead, Lynx got kind of chummy with Ralph for a little bit there. And is not going to give Ben that W. Is not going to do what Ben asks. And since Ben can't control her, a woman in his life that he thinks for some reason he has control over, he's gonna flip out which is what he does. Like, Ben, for some reason, thinks he has the authority to control these other women that are in his proximity, which we're going to get to tonight with the House of Wayward Hoes. It's like all these clips kind of work together for the big theme of the night. By the way, if you're watching right now, press that like button. Every 10 likes, I'll take a shot of we have Fireball tonight. Shot of Fireball. Okay? 10 likes are some love. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me just say it so that way you don't send me, dick pics. Money. Money's nice. But if you can, that's cool. If not, just press the like button. Every 10 likes, I'll be taking a shot. I mean, that's cool too, man. Anyway.
It's too
dark.
It's too dark? Hold on. Let's hear this again.
Like using the quote of her saying like I'm retarded, I have brain damage, sending it to Patreon and just saying that you should shut this down.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
You should shut this down. I'm not saying I care about Patreon, but like this shouldn't be allowed to go on. It's too
dark.
It's too dark. Coming from the family, the couple, the duo, the daughter and dad couple that sleep together in the same bed, that are infamous for being the incest couple. It's too dark? What do you mean it's too dark? All she's doing is selling some puss pics, dude. Okay? That's all she's doing. She's not pulling her mom's hair for content. Okay? She's not getting her siblings into weird stuff for content. She's not trying to bait her mom into a situation to get her arrested for content. She's not licking her panties for a guy named Hormaxer for content. Nah. Her ex was already going to reveal the stuff. She was like, you know what? I'll make some money off this situation. I won't be a victim. Oh, I mean, I take the guy to task about that shit too. Teach him a lesson. I like that. Make some money on the thing and also whip him for doing the thing that he did. Yeah, I like that. And some people don't like that. Well, that's what happens when you mess around with a woman. Okay, they can go that low, and they will go that low, and that's what's happening here. Anyway, what do you guys think about it, chat? Any thoughts about it so far? Is this low? Thorps are gonna mundane mat them. Yeah, they're gonna mundane mat them for sure.
It's too dark.
It's just not like funny content type
yeah,
stuff.
It's like action.
I don't know, but there's by her own admission. I think we should intervene. I think we should send Patreon something saying with the quote saying this person has nudes.
Well, this is the clip.
Wow, they're actually going to try to do that. Why don't they focus on taking care of their own life and trying to build their stuff back up or what they can do? Okay? How about that? What difference does it make for them that Lynx is selling her booty hole on Patreon? I'm not going to pay for it. I can see a booty hole everywhere, anywhere. Okay? You go on Discord. Okay? All right? But some people are. What difference does it make? Because it's pornographic? Grace and Ben flirt with that stuff all the time. They're buddies with Hormaxer. And yeah, I saw that get cracked for me. I saw that Ben was trying to recruit Hormaxer to be on the side, which I only caught a little bit of that. I was listening to it while I was working out yesterday, and I was like, I really hope Hormaxer clears it up for Ben how dumb he's being, because Hormaxer is supposed to be, a Hormaxer, right? A woman trying to make some money off of a situation. Well, I mean, that just makes sense. That makes sense. That's something Hormaxer would do if he was a woman, okay? All right? If Hormaxer was a woman, he'd be down at the truck stop, okay? He'd be the queen of the lot lizards. Bailey like lot lizard maxer. That doesn't make any sense. Puss maxer. That doesn't make any sense. Never mind. We'll move on. So they cried about being reported. Being what? Yes. Well, that's what the Thorps do. Like, they will play the victim whenever they can. That's why it's best not to interact with them, man. Like if you give them anything that they could use against you to act a victim, they will do that. 100%. All right. So now here we are. Ben Thorp's Disastrous House of Wayward Hoes. Let's do it. Got 12 watching, 4 likes. We could easily fix that. The math adds up to me. Get 10 likes. Take a shot of, we got Fireball tonight. That's the drink tonight. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. By the way, shout out to Shamu. This is our little history lesson on Ben Thorp.
Last week, the Thorps had Grace's friend Ava the G fly out to Rhode Island to stay with them. Last week, the Thorps had Grace's friend...
Yeah, this is back at the time where Ava G was brand new to the scene.
Ava the G fly out to Rhode Island to stay with them with the intent of creating content. She lasted around 3 hours in what Ben is now calling his House of Wayward Hoes, before Ben tried to get her to follow dog commands, said he would beat her to help her sleep, and pulled her hair in what Ben called mutual pain exercises. Things took a turn just last night when Ben got physical with his daughter out of anger on Kim.
Oh, you don't say. You don't say. I remember that. Huh.
But let's go to the beginning.
I want to start at the very, very beginning. How did you find the Thorps?
So I'm a fan of Destiny. Then I saw like the Crowder thing, and I like fucked up.
Oh, that stings, huh? That does not age well. I'm a fan of Destiny, especially as a woman. Oh man. Good thing she doesn't really look like Destiny's type. I mean, not really. I mean, does she? You guys let me know. Was she Destiny's type? Hitting Grace is a mutual pain exercise. But maybe Ben wanted to hit Ava and Grace, and then have Ava hit Grace, and then maybe he was like, I don't know. He just wanted to beat on more women. Wow.
People, okay? I like fucked up people. I thought that a lot of it was like played up. I didn't know how much was real, you know? And I liked Grace a lot. I wasn't that deeply in it.
You were on the outskirts and you were
I did watch quite a few videos. And
so fast forward then a little bit, and you're now meeting Grace after she's got naked in the woods and fled from Radio Foreman.
Let's get back to the Washington story when she was at Foreman's house.
And she like was whispering on the phone with me and
let's back up a little bit too.
Grace after she's got naked in the woods and fled from Radio Foreman.
Let's get back.
Okay, so that's something that happened. Okay, Grace for some reason got naked in the woods, because Ben told her to do that. Okay, okay, and then this story, Ben is going to elaborate a little bit more in this little interview with Ethan Ralph on the Kill Stream.
Back to the Washington story when she was at Foreman's house.
And she like was whispering on the phone with me and all this stuff. So it was like, I don't know. I can't. So I did tell her to jump out the window and talk to me outside, because this whole like whispering shit, it's like, it's annoying. So at a certain point, she went outside and I was angry. And one of the ways in which, like, you know, men show anger towards women is by having them sort of humiliate themselves. So I did have her sort of humiliate.
Pause right there. Did you catch that? One way in which men express their anger is to humiliate women.
So I did tell her to jump out the window and talk to me outside, because this whole like whispering shit, it's like, it's annoying. So at a certain point, she went outside and I was angry. And one of the ways in which, like, you know, men show anger towards women is by having them sort of humiliate.
Okay, show anger towards women is to have them humiliate themselves.
himself. So I did have her sort of humiliate herself.
What? No. That's not a way you do that.
For me outside on a FaceTime call. So she had this sort of like, this was become in her mind sort of half of a psychosexual sort of like, serial killer situation, right? There's a certain part of them that wants to be dominated. They like it when it gets a little hot.
This is your daughter.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand it's my daughter. Okay.
And how did she humiliate herself?
Wow.
She kind of played out some of those things. Nothing crazy. Nothing that I wouldn't
like what
see in the course of. I don't remember exactly what, but like she took some of her clothes off outside in a kind of scary situation. That's it. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And messaged her to hang out, and then pick.
So let's pause right there. Anyone have any thoughts about what you've just heard? Anyone have any thoughts about Ben in that situation? Like, as a dad, I couldn't imagine a scenario where I got so angry with my daughter that I told her to go out into the woods and strip down naked. It doesn't make any sense. That's something you'd hear in a horror movie from someone who's trying to chase you down and murder you with a machete. That's not something a father should be saying to his daughter at any point in his life. I can't imagine the context where that would be appropriate. Go out into the woods and strip down naked. There's no time where that's appropriate. Yeah. But this is the guy that people like McKinsey the other night seemed to like. So, okay. Huh. Interesting about that. Press play.
Picked her up, and she stayed at my house for 3 days.
Okay, and now Ben, for people who don't know, Ben has been going on. He regularly has wild ideas, and the most recent one has been the Wayward home for paws or something. Mm-hmm. You must have heard him mention this. Did you think that this was real, or did you think this was just like a joke?
I didn't think that it was.
Is that what that is? Good crack. Is it Nordic shaming culture at its best? Oh, that's why I don't understand. I don't know anything about the Nordic shaming cultures. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I shouldn't shame him for it. It's his culture, right?
It was real to the extent that of what he did. I didn't know what that entailed at all. But I figured, he wanted to like do some kind of content with that, and I was down. That's the thing, is that I was down to do some kind of content with that.
Are we gonna get those likes up or what?
Off camera.
Get the shot of Fireball going.
And but I honestly, I wasn't super aware. Like, I heard it a few times. My expectations were completely blown out of the water.
So really, then you didn't expect Ben to be involved much at all. You thought you were going to go and hang out with Grace, and Ben just be there. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe he'd be involved a little bit, but not to
It wouldn't be this crazy house of Wayward Hoes.
Fuck her.
It wouldn't literally be the House of Wayward Hoes. It would be like a joke, right? But no, Ben was literal. He was literal with it, and it was. Well, we'll play it.
And her fucking fancy friend Ava.
Again?
I opened my doors of the home for Wayward Hoes to a Wayward Hoe, and before she even got in the door, it was full rebellion. So Ava arrived at Logan Airport this morning at noon, and we picked her up at the train station, and it's this fucking nonsense. I tried to assert dominance over Ava, who needs it, and she, she plays the
already. Wait, backed it up so quick. So they meet. It sounds like it didn't take long.
And we picked her up at the train station.
Picked her up.
Her fucking fancy friend Ava.
Again?
I opened my doors of the home for wayward hoes to a wayward hoe, and like before she even got in the door, it was full rebellion. So Ava arrived at Logan Airport this morning at like noon, and we picked her up at the train station, and it's this fucking nonsense. I tried to assert dominance over Ava, who needs it, and she plays the princess.
Who's Ava?
So immediately, on the first time of actually interacting in person, they pick her up, and he's already trying to assert dominance. Okay, all right. Carry on. Please elaborate.
Ava is Ava, which is a name which comes from Eve, right? She's our first wayward hoe to try to survive the
first and last
home for wayward hoes, and like
what is the home of wayward hoes?
Well, I guess. Well, hold on. I don't know about last because I think he was trying to do that with Ruby, but it didn't really work, right? Because I think you'd have to, for a house of wayward hoes, you would have to bring the hoe to your house. And I don't think they did that, unless you count the RV.
Your house, or
it's this compound here. The home for wayward hoes is where hoes come. They can't be too wayward, but where they can interact with masculine energy in a way that's real, not this pretend thing. So, like, for example, I don't know, within 5 minutes of getting in the car, I pulled Ava's hair. I said, we have to hurry.
What?
Thing. So, like, for example, I don't know, within 5 minutes of getting in the car, I pulled Ava's hair. I said,
5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, he already pulled her hair.
We have to hurt each other so that we can establish some intimacy. I pulled her hair, and I told her to hit me, and she goes, well, I wouldn't do that.
Could you explain?
Well, my point was that you have to initiate, something that's a little bit less than, totally bourgeois, like, hey, you're my guest, you run the, I mean, you understand it's emasculating for most men when there's their daughter's guest is going to come over. It's like, oh my gosh, you're a princess and I don't have a dick and whatever, all this stuff, right? Like,
what? It's emasculating for men when their daughter's, I guess, girlfriend, a friend that's a girl, comes over? What are you talking about, Ben? Why would you think that way? Why would there be any issue about your daughter bringing her friend into the home? The only person that would be kind of awkward about that would be if you had some thoughts about that were impure thoughts, disorderly thoughts, to do something that is not your wife, since you are married, and also to someone who is friends with your daughter. Okay.
So I was like, let's just pop the cherry quick here and have a little bit of sort of mutual minor pain causing together, so we can get beyond this nonsense. So I said, let's do this, and then I just pulled her hair, and I said, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I just pulled her hair reasonably hard, and I was like, okay, so now it's your turn with me. You can punch me or whatever. And she refused to do so. It's ridiculous.
So you were trying to teach a lesson to her by pulling.
No, I was just trying to say, let's pop the cherry on I'm not going to touch you because you're a princess, and you're not going to touch me because I'm a scary man with a penis. Let's just not do that. We're not going to do that.
Now, when you got there, I believe Ben made you sit in.
Any thoughts about that? Any thoughts, concerns? Take a look at the chat here. Get crack for me. Confessions. The tangling and untangled of another preacher's kid. I mean, what is that a real book? What? You can read about Ben's culture. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Not really.
In the front seat.
So get cracked for me. How did you get involved with the Thorps? What did you start watching them?
Yeah, so I was just going over this before you came in and basically just summarized. He made me sit in the front, and then he was like, let's pair bond and do something physical to each other or something, and then within 15 minutes brought it up again, and then pulled my hair very hard, in spite of what they say, trying to minimize it. Like, I'm the one that felt the hair pull. It was very hard, and it made me really uncomfortable.
The time frame then. How long had you been in the car before
15
Ben?
minutes about.
So about within 15 minutes, Ben's already violating personal boundaries.
Yeah.
He's pulled your hair. Now, I think you went to a gas station. Is this right?
Yes. So this is kind of when the next weird shit starts happening. We get to this gas station. So I was like, I'm going to go over here and check out this little store, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ben walks over, meets me across the street. I'm literally just trying to get a piece for a second, honestly. And then is like, walk with me, Ava. And I'm like, okay. And I start walking, at a normal pace. He's walking very slowly behind me.
And then we were walking on the bike path, and I tried to train her heel, walk.
He tried to train her like a dog. Feminist Ben did. Yeah.
Next to me, I bought her some nice lemonade, and you know what I mean? It's just this, she kept running away. And so then Grace's job, right, was to be the Ghislaine Maxwell to my Jeffrey Epstein.
So you're beating these hoes when they don't get along.
You know what I have to say? It is funny when Ben does troll those panels that he talked about. Yeah. Ben does have some funny moments. I look at this as content anymore, like a reality show, some bizarre, as real as you're ever gonna get reality show.
Line, these dogs. This is a dog house.
I have verbal commands.
Mm-hmm.
I offer a lot of incentives.
Fetch?
I mean, what the fuck did they think it is?
And then it's like, Ava, come walk next to me. Why don't you walk faster? And then he's like, no. Ava, this is the thing with Wayward Hoes. Come and walk, listen to a man. Come and walk next to me and whatever. It's so draining.
I believe he commanded you to heel like a dog at one point.
Yes, yeah. And so then he's like, heel, Ava, heel, come walk next to me. He's trying so hard.
And I tried to exercise a little bit of discipline while giving her a lot of leeway. And, it's ended up with, and Grace was supposed to help me to tell her to stop.
Oh, Grace wasn't helping you.
Stop.
That's the problem.
To stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was one point at which she almost ordered, one of the great violations of the Home for Wayward Hoes is when a woman buys water. Okay, so she almost bought the water, and I was like, no.
One of the great violations of the Home for Wayward Hoes is when a woman buys water. Yeah. All right.
No. And there was a dog bowl there with water because, everyone here is
I gotta take a shot.
So
for that.
I was kneel down and drink. I didn't make her kneel down and drink out of the bowl.
What?
Because I'm a nice guy. But I should have. But I should have. It was clean. The bowl was clean and whatever. I was
just dog bowl, dude. And this sounds like a bit, right? It sounds like it's supposed to be a funny bit, but he literally did the thing. And of course, maybe it is possible. Maybe he did all this because he knew it was going to be a thing. But it's still messed up.
just saying, okay, this is what we do here.
The Tim Who cult? Yeah.
You're going to walk next to me on the bike path, right? And it's a walking path too. And she's walking ahead of me, and I said, come back here and walk next to me. And then I had to go to kind of verbal commands like a dog, heel, get back here, right? And then we'd walk a little, and she just wouldn't do it. And Grace's point is to tell her she needs to listen.
But he's trying to create a dynamic of behavior where
he's asserting his dominance, would you say?
Over me. Yeah.
He's trying to assert his masculinity over you. So this is 3 instances within, what's the time frame? Within the first half an hour?
Within an hour.
Within an hour. All this is within an hour. You would think Ben would ease her into this. First off, this is if Ben really wanted to do this, you first need to isolate them and make it to where they don't really have any contact to the outside, okay? All right? And then you got to make them think that they want to do this. Anyway, not giving Ben any ideas here.
Within and out, so 3 instances of like overstepping their boundaries.
He's not even a good groomer.
Rational person.
He felt
so,
that.
So this dog bowl thing, right? Because he
daughter.
described it before you turned up on Telegram. He was like, I could have made this bitch drink out of a dog bowl if I wanted to, and the dog bowl would have been clean, and it would have just been water. And he sounded like this was an event that he was gonna make you drink out of a dog bowl.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. He did not have. He would like to have that control over me, but no, he could not tell me what to do.
I think the fact he's even thinking about trying to make another
very
human
delusional.
being that he's just met.
Yeah,
for
it's quite messed up. It's messed up. So messed up. You're like kind of laughing about it, but yeah, it's fucked up.
in the first hour, drink out of a dog bowl says a lot. Really.
Yeah, there's one thing to be like, oh, I said it was going to be a house for wayward hoes. I said it was going to be like a daddy thing, which was not the case either with me and Grace's conversations and our FaceTime conversation, which I addressed earlier. But it's like, this is not like, if this was in the, like, the explanation of, hey, what does that mean? Like, does it mean you're going to be like pulling my hair and trying to like control me like a dog? Then I don't think I would have come.
When you heard that the House of Wayward Hoes, what did you think in your head? Because to a normal person, if I was like, come to my House of Wayward Hoes, that would clearly be like a joke. But
right. Most people would think that's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought that it was.
Right. She had been on a trip. Okay. It's like, hi. And then we were talking a little bit. And I just was like, all right, let's just like kind of get over this. Like, I'm not Grace's dad. I'm Ben. Right. You know what I mean? Like, all right. And my suggestion would be like just slight physical violence towards each other. Grace on the way there had
slight physical violence towards one another. Yeah. He did want them to hit each other. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Had stimulated me to violent homicidal rage so that we almost got in an accident. So that was the context. I reached over, grabbed a chunk of her hair, pulled it, and then released. But on the way over, I can't tell you what I had to do to Grace to calm her down because...
Whoa, what?
Yeah, could you explain that?
It's illegal. Like it's either...
Wait. What did he do that's illegal to Grace to calm her down?
Be communicative, and that's fine. Or... do your own fucking thing, and I don't fucking care what happens to you. It's on you. If you're just going to be a retard, be a retard. And if you die, you die. Okay, but I could see the building kind of escalating way.
Jesus Christ.
In which this is going to be like a torture session for me. Ava being here is not a torture session for me. The Home for Wayward Hoes has to work for me, or it's not like I'm not helping these females.
Right. And anyone wonder why Ben is not married anymore?
It's got to work for me. I've got to get better food, better everything, better, feminine companionship, right? Me pulling her hair puts me in a vulnerable position. It doesn't hurt her. This fucking lying Brie is full of shit. It doesn't hurt a girl to have her hair pulled. It's fucking lies from these.
Okay, so women, it doesn't hurt if you pull their hair. Okay.
Hellish women.
Fuck you, Ben. It literally does hurt.
But I do know what it's like to have hair pulled, and it's not a big deal, which makes me think all the other stuff is a bunch of fucking lies.
What a feminist right there. What a white knight, a champion for women, right?
Okay.
Well, you fucking love getting raped. You fucking
you effing love getting raped.
Wait a minute. What? You like getting raped?
Yes, it's not that big.
So keep that in mind. All that stuff about Ben getting upset that Grace had her thigh rubbed. Just keep that in mind. What Ben really thinks about all this.
What it's like to have hair pulled, and it's not a big deal, which makes me think all the other stuff is a bunch of fucking lies.
Okay.
Well, you fucking love getting raped. You fucking love.
Wait a minute. What? You like getting raped?
Yes, it's not that big of a deal for women to get raped. It's not that big of a deal.
With the physical stuff with the ladies, do you?
Oh, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Oh, man. And we're going to have to ask you to walk that one back, please, sir. No, that's done. That's. Ooh.
Do you ever feel like you're being obnoxious? Or do you feel like you're not reading the room? Or like, do you ever feel like...
Well, okay, but I'm saying this is the room. She's saying, I don't think this is the room. And I'm saying, well, this is the room. And she's saying, I think this is a different room. And I'm saying, fuck you. Go do that room. I have no interest in being the bourgeois dad who's like making sure that we respect the boundaries.
It's not about being bourgeois dad. It's about just being a decent human being, the bare basic. Or it wouldn't just pull some. It is a strange woman's hair. The strange woman, Ava, who volunteered to be in this house of Wayward Host. First time you meet her, within 5 minutes, you pull her hair. And within an hour, you tell her to drink out of a dog bowl. And then you're sitting here thinking, oh, women, it doesn't hurt if you pull their hair. And you're also saying, oh, it doesn't hurt them if they get raped. You know, they like that, according to Ben. It's crazy what's coming out of his mouth. It's crazy what he's saying.
The little fucking princesses.
Okay,
I'm not doing that.
The rest of you can talk now. I just want to see if that would make any
They
sense.
they can suck my dick if they want to do that. Haven't I made it clear it's the home for Wayward Host? This is not like a bed and breakfast bourgeois horrors.
You didn't make it clear what was going to happen there. You didn't say you breathe, for instance. I'm going to yank your hair when you get over here. I'm going to try to make you drink out of a dog food bowl.
Right? I said you're lucky that we're not going there because I'm a gentleman.
So it could have went there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
well, at a certain stage in the process, that might be the right thing to do.
Now he relayed a story on Telegram about how he wanted you you and Grace to pretend to be his girlfriends.
Yeah.
But also
okay, get ready for another level of sick. If you were already disgusted by what you've heard, we're getting to a whole new level. Pay close attention.
The home for Wayward Hoes, it's going to be really hard for someone to say like, okay, bitches, let's line it up. It's much easier with a 20-year-old girl. I mean, you don't think Ghislaine Maxwell had a function? You don't think it's a lot easier?
What?
I was in the supermarket with them in this bourgeois town, the next town up. It's a rich town. And I asked them because Grace said there was a very attractive young woman like near us, and Grace was like, that chick looked you up and down. And I said, that's because you girls are with me, right? Because it becomes like a kind of Trump kind of thing, right? Where you've got two young girls, and they were like, no way, because they'll assume you're that we're your daughters. And I was like, not really. You girls are like in your 20s, like what would you be doing? What? So I was like, just for 5 fucking minutes, pretend like we're going on my yacht and we're just getting some supplies together for the yacht, and you girls are like so excited, and I just met you and you're super excited, and talk to this hag of a fucking checkout person about it, right? Just to show my point. And instead, Ava goes to the self-checkout and Grace is like, I'm not doing that. And my point is, fuck you. Why can't you do that? What is the fucking problem?
Why do they have to do that? Like, what's the whole? Is that just for you to look good?
No,
yeah, it is.
I'm just saying, I want you to start to understand how sexual dynamics actually work.
With his daughter.
They're your daughters.
Those are not my daughters. No, one's my daughter, one's not. Okay. I understand, whatever. Okay, but okay, she could. It's not.
It's not a big deal, guys. Just one of them is just my daughter. What's the big deal? What the fuck?
Okay, so what? She could play my daughter or whatever in her friend.
She could play your daughter. She is your daughter. What are you talking about?
To be with you. I'm just saying, show me sexual attention and watch how
your daughter shows.
But coming from.
I swear, man, this is it gets so dark. It's like, is there a light at this? Is there a light anywhere? Is there?
It irks me so much because I knew the underlying.
Oh God, that's a lot.
Which
that was a lot there. Oh man, I think that was like 5 minutes of talk from Ben. There was so much to unpack there. If you want to, I don't even want to unpack that. Okay, I don't want to unpack what he just said. The short of it is, Ava was there, Grace was there. They're at some supermarket. He wanted the two girls to kind of like, I guess, play him up like he's some big deal, that he has a big expensive yacht and they're excited to get on it, and they kind of like sex him up like in that sort of way, like fawn over him. Yeah. But one of those girls is his daughter. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Admitted on Telegram. Every intention that he has is
APDL.
like some creepy, weird, like sexual thing.
No, I mean, she's like this far from calling the cops on me. I tried to take away her like retard drugs. I put my hand over the drugs. I said, no, let's not take those. And she
What
got
kind of
really
drugs?
super mad.
What drugs?
Whatever, antidepressant. Maybe the problem here is the drugs, and maybe we're going to solve the problem that the drugs are sort of masking. And it's not going to be helpful if we're drugged up to avoid the problem. Like maybe have the problem.
Ava said,
Ben is so insane. Listen to Dr. Ben.
Knock 4 times if you're alive.
Oh, you took Ava down there?
well, yeah, because she told me to come in her room, and I was like, well, I think it'd be better if me and my dad just got a little bit of space.
You're gone.
So
Good. Fuck you.
Wow, look at that. Ben did not like that Grace went down to another room to talk to Ava on her own without him there.
me and my dad just got a little bit of space.
You're gone.
So
Good. Fuck you.
all right. What? Well, she said that, like, you know, that I was like putting too much pressure on myself and that I was like
you're a victim.
overwhelmed.
You're a victim.
And it's I need to work that out.
Good.
That's what you said. That you agree with her.
No, I don't.
So, Grace, tell us about.
That's what you said yesterday.
I think
It's
you're a
fine for
fucking
me
loser.
to be in the place that I'm in.
And by the way, they do go through this weird back and forth. Like around this time, like Ben would have these moments on stream where like maybe we need space, and then Grace will try to get that space, and then Ben will be like, "I never said we need space," and it's just this toxic relationship that they have. Okay, Ben's fantasy is probably to have a sex cult. No, I think it is to literally have a sex cult. And I think so. That's what was his plan with the House of Wayward Hoes.
It's fine for me to be at the place that I'm
All
in.
right,
And what I'm doing is getting stuck.
I have nothing to say to you. Fuck both of you. Fuck off. I don't
But
give a
that's
shit what
annoying.
you're doing or why you're doing it. Just I like it makes no sense to me. What the fuck? Why didn't you back me when I was trying to like
Grace,
hey,
why-
like this is what
Why didn't you back Ben when he was trying to groom Ava into acting like a dog, healing like a dog, drinking water out of a dog's bowl? Yeah, okay. When he was trying to have her fawn over him at the supermarket. He even said earlier in this, it kind of went by very quickly. He wanted Grace to be Ginsling Maxwell? Yeah, Ginsling. Who was Epstein, and he would be Epstein. So, very telling there. You know, we visit this old archive. That's redundant. With this archive, to get an idea that Ben has always been this warped, this toxic, this disgusting, vile human being. And then doing this, though, I'm kind of, I actually was reminded that at one point, Grace did do things on her own a little bit. And didn't fully back Ben the way Ben wanted. And then, of course, she didn't get the treatment. How you doing, Tinsel? the van will be taken by Courtney. That will be amazing.
What this is.
Grace, why didn't you hold Ava's legs open for Ben? Why didn't you do that, Grace?
That's gross, but yes. That's messed up.
Well, every time I asked you like to do something, you're like, "Oh my god," right? It's like you and her were like, "Oh my god, gross." It's like, why?
No. That's not true. When you asked us to say like that you live on a yacht or that you were gonna take us on a yacht, I was like, yeah, that'd be funny. Didn't I? I was like, okay. I was like planning what
You
to
went
say.
away. Why didn't you say like, "Come on, no, let's do it"?
I
take her side. Yes, you do.
You said you wanted her in the front seat with you. I said I offered her to be in the
Jesus
back
Christ!
seat.
That's not what I'm talking about, Grace.
But
I'm not literally talking about where you are in the car.
But I was laughing back there, but the windows were down. It was I was trying to participate. I kept saying
Whatever. Fuck you.
Oh, you were with Grace? I think her headphones were in. And you said, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight." And he said, "Well, a beating would help that." And he pulled.
What? I've heard this before many times, but it's just hearing that is it's just so out there. It's like what are we talking about? But it Ben said, "What now?" A beating. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Let's hear that clip.
Like another death look. You obviously you didn't hear that. We all heard it, and that's going to be in the recording.
Yeah.
Do you want to help solve my family problems after you take your nap? Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if the nap is going to happen. I might just go to bed early. Okay. Tonight.
Ava, I can give you a beat. Beating that sometimes helps.
Wait. Let me take my headphones out. Can you repeat that?
I can help her to get to sleep.
Oh, fuck.
Physically. We could lock.
We
could turn all the lights off.
Oh my god, that is not a good look right there. Ava, I'm sorry. But that right there. Oh man. It almost looks like I've seen this face before. Oh man. It reminded me of that one meth mom I've seen before at Freeport, Texas. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It's a bad shot. It's a bad shot, and she's stressed out. Because she has to deal with Ben and Grace, who are trying to be extra weird and creepy with her, and Ben just said that he would beat her
off and strap her down for a half hour.
We're doing me now? Yes.
Why would you have to strap her down for a half hour? And it's so
Would that be on stream?
You can't stream something that's totally pitch black.
You could just stream the sounds.
What happened after that
what in the world, dude?
Telegram call? Because Ben sort of just hung up angry.
So Ben just starts getting weird. Honestly, he just wants to keep talking about it and being weird about it, and basically we get in a conversation. He just keeps talking, and we get to the point where he's saying that my family is abusive and for wanting to pick me up or whatever, and
so he's gaslighting you.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's the play that right
I'm an
there.
adult.
He's begun the process of gaslighting you that your own family is not the ones to be trusted.
Yeah. I mean, and before this too, Ben brought out his dildo, which he had shown.
Wait. I heard that. Ben has a dildo.
Ben's dildo?
This is funny. And
Wait, his dildo. Ben owns a dildo.
He has a fake penis. Sad, literally just fucking crying because I'm all that I've tried to be to you is a good friend. And it's and I just wanted to show her the what friendship could just try and show her fun and like what friendship can can offer other than just like being with your dad 24/7, you know?
With the failure of his latest...
Right. Try to actually be a friend. Show her something. Yeah. That makes sense. Instead, what you got was this insane episode. And as they both told the story, it lines up. I mean, Ben did not... I mean, it's crazy. You know, like, you hear someone say something and it's wild. You may not believe it. But if both parties are saying the exact same thing, it's like, okay, wow. That is quite insane there, Ben. Within the first 5 minutes, he pulls her hair and is giving her dog commands. Within the hour, telling her that she has to drink water out of a dog bowl because women are not allowed to buy water. Okay, that's a violation of the Wayward hose. Yeah. Ben owns a butt plug too. He used to keep it in the safe. Out of all things to keep in the safe, that's what you store there. Good Lord, dude. Nothing of value is in that safe.
Attention-seeking scheme, the stomach-churning Freudian nightmare he called the House of Wayward Hose, Ben did what he normally does in the face of adversity. He took to the internet, complaining to anyone who would listen. Being chased away from every church in the state, the family home, and every mainstream social media platform other than MySpace, he went in search of fresh ears to hear his complaints. With nowhere left to turn, he landed at the refuge of crypto Ponzi schemes, Indian scammers, and underground terror cells the world over. Telegram.
Yeah.
On Telegram, he found the Cube, a group who, for a time, would laugh up Ben's insane sermons and allow him to administer his particular everything is my mom and wife's fault brand of Catholicism. While there, he focused on building a stable of female...
That's a brief period of the Thorps that I did not follow.
...targets from the crowd of mentally ill women who circled the group. Trolls in the group either didn't take kindly to his Catholic message, the poaching of their women, or the sight of a 50-year-old man complaining for days on end. Either way, they responded by hitting Ben's Telegram group with memes, spam, and your standard trolling fare. Ben's response?
Who cares, Grace? Who cares?
You just told me to.
Thorp?
You just told me to.
Who cares? God. All right, forget it. Forget it. I'm done. Forget it.
You just told. I was
Forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
just messaging him to see.
Dad's mad. Dad's angry. Ooh, boy. Ooh, the House of Wayward Hose. Disastrous House of Wayward Hose. Okay. Visiting this piece of, I guess, Ben Thorp history. What do y'all think about this? Have y'all seen this before? Do y'all know about all this? A lot of you probably do. You probably already have, you know, like you know this stuff. Now, this is what's currently happening right now. Are they still streaming?
Did you know that, Kevin?
They are.
Made the lie that there's a...
And Lalo's on the stream wearing a gimp mask or a luchador mask.
Show it, Lalo. Ashes to ashes says.
Why is Lalo back with Grace like that? Because he has no spine. Now, this would be cool to get into, and maybe we can. It's right now in the moment. But with the theme of tonight's stream, I think we have to play the struggle session. I think we need to play this. Not the whole thing. but part of it. I just picked a part.
Actually, Lord Rush. It was a random Discord user. So maybe
Let me
she
justify
said,
it.
She's internet brained, and she's just like in the Wild West, they used to say, well, there's not enough law enforcement here.
But the vibe sucks.
But if you wanted to, you could hold people accountable then, and you can hold them accountable now.
yeah, she could say like, it's wrong
But
what this person did.
Instead, you own yourself, you self-sabotage. I just don't know. Yeah, like the world isn't perfect, it's never been perfect. Big fucking newsflash. But there are things you can do, and you should do them, instead of doing the opposite of them. But that apparently doesn't occur to you, and her, and all.
Now, keep in mind what happened before this whole like struggle session was like the issue with links. And for some reason, they're going to be bringing up stuff like Courtney and stuff like that, which doesn't really do. It is like, how does that relate?
That's not. I don't know how you can say that.
Enjoy a life of adding to it.
I don't know how you can say that. When I saw an opportunity to seek justice against Mom in this one small area, which is about this storage unit
sell the coins?
that is her trying to fuck me over, I tried to take matters into my own hands and tell her, like, no, I'm not just going to be, like, bending over and doing whatever you say. You're going to have to meet my requirements. If this is the relationship you want to have, then I'm not just going to bend over and take it from you. That's what you want me to do. I'm not doing it. And it didn't really work out, so...
Okay, so that whole drama has not finished yet, but you've given up already and sabotaged it. Like, you can say, I lost, but you didn't. And neither has Lynx lost. She says, I took the L. Okay, so I'll self-sabotage. Why wouldn't she just say, like you said, remember? Now you change your mind. You said, go to your fucking Sims. Say you're a victim. Get them to raise money. Get them to back you. Get them to help you to make a legal case here.
Yeah, I did say that.
But now
yeah.
you say, nah, nigga, that's for losers.
No, I'm not
Okay,
saying that's for
like
losers.
You, Dad. And I don't even fucking care. Okay, but
I still
he's still raging. He was raging about how like it failed. Their manipulation failed on Lynx. That's what I'm getting from this.
I think that would have made sense in her situation. I really do. That still makes sense in her situation.
You just said, you know, you're a boomer who thinks you can seek justice on the internet. Loser. Better to self-own. Own yourself. Become a whore. So, like, now I point that out. Well, you go, oh, okay, wait a second. Now it's not making sense. Why shouldn't she pursue legal justice?
And that's it. Ben wants her to pursue legal justice. Do what he says. Follow his advice. But she's not wanting to do that. She's not wanting to do anything like that. But I don't really think this is really even about Lynx, though. I think this is really about his inability to really control, like, another woman. Like he has this weird attachment, psychological attachment to these other people in their lives that have nothing really to do with him if you think about it. It's kind of sick. Does that make sense? Are we going a little too deep there?
And if she doesn't get it, at least make the case morally that she's a victim.
She should do that.
Okay, and that's it. And then don't make the case that you're a moral victor of this. It's the exact opposite of something that makes sense. But so is it with your mother. What's so hard about?
Okay, now they bring up the mother. You got to bring up the mother because she's the enemy. You got to bring that up. You got to remind Grace of the mother and how bad she is.
Pulling her to the end. It's very close to over, one way or the other. And I get how it's fun to fuck me over, as you've done all the way through this, but especially fun at the end. Fuck you!
I didn't do it to fuck you over. But I understand you're going to say...
That's what you tell yourself. I've been saying to you, hey, let's get this situation straightened out, right?
Yeah.
You said yes, but first I'm going to need a little patience and kindness and courtesy. Okay, and now you say, actually, nigga, I'm not going to straighten this out. I don't want to. You're wrong. I'm not following you on this.
Well, it's not your thing to fix. It has nothing to do with you guys.
I have a different plan. Well, what's the plan? It's called I don't know, but not what you're suggesting. Okay, well, that's a crisis. So let me know what's the next step, because I'm out at this point.
That's a crisis. Not agreeing with Ben and following the plan, Ben's plan of dealing with links. Wow. Okay, that's a crisis.
I can make it super clear. If that's your response, then I'll just take another huge L and say, that was a waste of time, money, resources, energy, and kindness. And it's not my calling in life to ever find someone to
What y'all say in the chat?
Okay.
They have $1 million in credit card debt. They do?
So you can then pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue, which is known as the
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
plan of, not sure yet.
I can barely hear Ben right now, but yeah, the guys that were in Chinatown do have a lot of information for sure. I mean, that's one. I think that was the Discord server that was watching them when they first popped off. I was there for a little bit, briefly. But yeah, so yeah, they would have that. I mean, that's where Shamu comes from. I mean, that's where like Grossly and Shamu and a lot of the original guys.
Much plan that Lynx is pursuing, and Ava's pursuing, and Ruby's pursuing, and Lalo's pursuing, and Darius is pursuing, and Stevie Vanilla is pursuing, and Keemstar is pursuing. Whatevs. Whatever I feel like is my plan. Great.
Hello, darkness.
But I'm not going to sit here and criticize them with you when you have the same fucking plan. Your mother, your brother, your fucking
Darkness,
siblings,
my
all
old
you
friend.
worthless pieces of shit. Liars.
Sitting there smoking a cigarette, having to hear her dad go on and on and on.
And it is stonewalling.
Stonewalling.
It's stonewalling?
You spent 6.5 years saying, like, yes, let's get this straightened out, Dad.
And like, and all this is what I'm hearing is Ben is feeling like Grace wasn't fully committed to what Ben wanted to do with Lynx, and like there was a plan. I don't know really what the plan was, but there was a plan, and he feels like Grace wasn't fully committed, and so he feels like kind of betrayed on that way, and then it just devolves into, okay, so now we have to bring up your issues with your mom and issues with like your siblings, and we have to bring up all that past. This is a lot. Like you're a normal person. Like you guys would not stomach any of this, right? No, not at all.
Then you go in the end, nigga.
I'm not
My
really...
plan is not your plan. That's what it is. My plan is not your plan. Okay.
No,
well,
no.
That's great.
You said you understood.
That was not made clear to me until today.
You said that you...
Allow me, give me the respect of taking my L and saying, what exit your fucking fancy fucking ass wants to take to pursue your plan, your money that I've helped you to earn, that is 100% yours. You can prove to your fucking mother, your fucking siblings, the whole...
Oh, what is that? The money that's 100% yours, that I helped you earn, but it's 100% yours, that you can prove to your effing mother that is yours.
Whole fucking world that you're free.
Prove to your mother that you're free. Okay. Is there some concern that Courtney may try to go after the money that they are earning? Something called child support.
fucked me over hard. Great. Join the list. Join the list. I hope
You said you under.
Oh, Ben is a victim of Grace now. He got effed over hard by Grace.
Get recompense, and that's what I live for.
You said that you understood what I was doing with Mom, and I didn't do it specifically to fuck you over.
No, I'm out again. No,
okay. I'll just talk to chat.
I just said I'm out. Okay,
I'll
so
just
I'm
talk to
out
chat.
again. La, la,
I
la, la, do.
Chat. I did what I did with my mom
Like a child. Ben is a child.
because I felt like she was once again.
Headed back to Rhode Island. I'm not listening to this gun. I cannot stand this.
Dude, that's how my daughter acts to me sometimes, and she's like 8. Okay.
Conversation ever again, ever again, ever again, ever again. All I hear is, I didn't do that on purpose. You fuck.
It's not even.
I didn't
okay.
do that on purpose. I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't do that on
No,
purpose.
listen. You're
I
not
didn't do that
understanding
on
what I'm
purpose. I didn't
saying.
do that on purpose. I didn't do that
You're
on
not
purpose.
understanding what I'm saying. I didn't say.
I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't do that on variance of I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't do that to fuck you over. I didn't do that to fuck you over. I didn't do that to fuck you over. I can't hear that word again. I will.
You will what, Ben?
I can't imagine what will occur. You will just do it again. Just like your fucking breakfast. You're doing it again. You're doing it again. I think
What's wrong with breakfast? What? I'm missing something here.
you'll come down at some point. I think you'll come to your senses, but who knows? Mommy didn't. Bro didn't. The rest of the kids didn't. The court system didn't. I don't fucking care. The internet hasn't. So, just...
Everyone's wrong. Ben is right. Ben is such a victim, and he's such a child here. What is this, man? What's going on here? I've... It's ridiculous. All right, we got 5 likes. Let's get 5 more likes and get 10 likes, and I'll take an extra shot.
Let's just lean into it at this point. I think that you did this on purpose. I didn't do this on purpose. I think that you did this on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose. I think you did this on purpose. I didn't do this
Okay, but
on
can I?
purpose.
Oh
Can
my
I
God, it's a
explain
broken
something?
record.
This on purpose.
Can
This
I?
is the fucking conversation that you have in your head because you're crazy. Now I'm out. Don't explain anything.
All right, let
to
me explain something
ever
to chat.
again, because
Chat.
I don't feel safe in an automobile in which I'm begging one phrase and variants thereof to not be said again, and it just keeps happening.
Wait, I need him to do a video of all the things Ben can't do. Like because this is very childish behavior, that he's doing right here on full display. It's making me. It's reminding me how Ben. There's a lot of things he can't do, or he doesn't really do on his own. He needs help with, like taking off his pants, putting on his socks, using the microwave, getting coffee, running to the store for something, rolling cigarettes, doing his makeup. That's right, his stream makeup. Guess who does the stream makeup? Grace would do his stream makeup. Oh, laundry. Laundry's important. Grace does it in a bathtub, and she steps on it like these barefoot women do when they're making wines. Oh, you guys are talking about the money? The secret money stashed around somewhere? Oh, man. There's a secret stash of money somewhere, huh? Man. More and more, I'm starting to think they really are a band of gypsies. And then there's a secret stash of treasure that one of them has.
I never want to be in an automobile with you ever again. ever again.
The reason why I did the storage thing with
Take
my
this,
mom
what you do to
was
me.
not because
Not on purpose.
I was trying
Thank
to
God above, not on purpose.
get my
Passively,
dad's divorce
which
fucked
is
up.
Fucking worse.
But because I wanted
It's
to
fucking
seek
worse that
some
you don't even know
justice
what you're doing.
from my mother.
I prefer someone who wakes up in the morning and actively tries to fuck me over every day. I would vastly prefer that.
I did it to seek.
So, Chet, remind me about the storage unit. The storage unit thing. This is where I can, I guess, be informed by you guys. You know, in this moment right now, I'm thinking storage unit. I remember them talking about that.
Seek justice for my mother, chat. I felt like I said this earlier, she was being a bitch to me, and I was like, I'm going to put my foot down. I have maintained and
That is true.
owned this
Ben is kind of
stuff in the
retarded.
storage unit and at least the storage unit for like a year and a half now, and I'm not just going to bend over whenever she decides that she wants to come in there and take whatever she wants out of it. So I thought my dad might have been, wink, wink, kind of on board with what I was doing because I was standing up to her, bullying, frankly, and saying, I'm not going to do this. I have some requests. I'm not just going to bend over because you have a divorce that, frankly, is not my problem.
Oh, there we go. You have a divorce that, quite frankly, is not my problem. There's the spine from Grace.
That you want to get over with. I am not going to be the bitch in this situation just because you want your divorce over with.
Yeah, there you go, Grace.
It was what I meant by I didn't specifically do this to hurt you is because he was collateral damage in that. I did not do that to my mother simply in order to fuck up their divorce and make it longer, but I was willing to put my foot down.
The one time you assert yourself is when it fucks me over.
It happened to fuck you over.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what I'm saying is just the raw truth is the one time.
Ben does kind of a point, though. The one time you assert yourself, it fucks me over. Think about this now. A couple of nights ago, we watched Grace ride around on a bicycle through Dallas. Oh, man, dude. None of us would have done that for our dad or our mom, dude. I told him, no, I ain't doing that.
You would decide to assert yourself. It just happens to fuck me over.
Would you rather I had just said yes?
That is true, PDL. Ben does want the streaming income to go to Grace to keep it away from Courtney. That is true. That is true.
Mommy, I'll do whatever you say after you abused me. Because Daddy wants his divorce over. Would you rather I had just said that?
Yes, because then the divorce would be over, and then you could pull whatever you want afterwards. And the divorce is occurring.
Well, I'm an adult. You're an adult. I made a decision. I'm an adult. You're an adult. I made a decision. I'm not going to be treated like this by this woman anymore. And whatever the collateral damage is, I'm willing to take that fall.
Right.
I'm not going to do it with her anymore.
Right. And it just happens to be a random fact that the one time that you really assert yourself is when I get fucked in the ass for it.
Yeah, Grace, that's the one time. Is that really the one time? Sitting here right now. I guess you could say Grace kind of asserted herself in a way with the Ava and the Wayward Host thing, and the fact that she did not do what Ben really wanted her to do, and be on the full on Ghislaine Maxwell to his Epstein, as he referred to himself. He's the Epstein, and Grace was supposed to be the Ghislaine Maxwell. To Ava the G. Okay, that was a long time ago. We just watched that video. That you might say that. I really don't know, man. When does she stick up for herself? Grace loves fingering her own ass, if that makes sense. That does make sense. I believe that. Hurricane, that's a fact. I'm going to believe that's true.
Buy it.
Well, I don't think you're necessarily going to get fucked in the ass from this.
And there's no, I've already been fucked in the ass about it. So there's no, I would have had the ink dried and myself a free man for the first time in 22 years, and now I have two things I have to, one which is literally impossible that I'm pursuing now, and the second one which is again utterly nonsense.
Utterly nonsense.
Well, I was willing to take the fall.
Of saying you didn't do what you have to do, and I'll say, what do you mean I have to do? My daughter is an adult. She's not participating, and they'll say, well, okay, here's our solution: $300 an hour up your ass. Bend over,
you know what?
boy.
That's some
And
bullshit.
that's not your fault. I'm not saying that's your fault.
I said
But
I would
I'm
defend
saying
you
I
if they.
wouldn't be taking that up the ass if you could have.
Yes, if I took it up the ass, you wouldn't be taking it up the ass. If I had taken it up the ass, you wouldn't be taking it up the ass.
We're going to argue about who's taking up the ass? Who's taking it up the ass? What's going up the ass? The $300 child support?
Talk that loud.
You've been yelling at me for the past hour.
Oh,
if I had
Grace.
taken.
Yes, Grace Snap. Let's take a shot for Grace snapping back. That's why I thought, dude, I was watching this last night. I swear to God, I was like, are we going to get another kick? Are we going to get another kick? Because it's getting real testy right now.
Taking it up the ass, you wouldn't be taking it up the ass. That's true. I'm sorry, I wasn't willing to with her.
None of us taking it up the ass, okay?
All of a sudden you're like,
Here's a shot for none of us taking it up the ass.
when it fucks me in the ass.
It's not true. I've stood on principle a lot of times before.
Said, yeah, blah, 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 whatever, we'll do it. And just whatever, right? Like just...
Yeah, I could have bent over and taken it, yes.
What's there to bend over and take?
My mother being abusive again about something that is a straight up offense.
Once the ink is dry on a divorce, what is the enforcement mechanism? There is none.
What?
What would make it so she gets her
What's to say that if I had been super nice, she wouldn't have said, I'm not ending the divorce until I get into the storage unit.
She would then have to sue both of us in civil court that based on whatever decree. Okay.
No, you're not. Wait, hold on. You're not understanding what I'm saying, though. What's to prevent her from, even if I had said, yeah, sure, I'll let you into my storage
She's not
unit.
gonna get no legal aid person to like help her to pursue 4 or 5 coins that are of nominal value.
Dad, no. You're full of shit right now, and I'm going to expose it. You're just in a delusion. Mom wants to extend this divorce, whether I had agreed to it or not, to the storage unit thing. She would have said, I'm not signing the papers until I get into the storage unit. And you can cope and seethe all you want.
My attorney said we're ready to do this today.
Yeah, well, then she said, I want the...
Okay. I think I understand now. In the storage unit, there was like precious coins. And they wanted to sell those coins for money. So they could pay the attorney fees. Because $300 up the ass would be attorney fees. Why is Ben angry with Grace? Dude, I am. Well, this is the day that they failed to manipulate links into doing what they want. And it's just dude, that whole day was very weird. You're kind of getting that I guess angry Ben back. It was like this weird episode. Sometimes you get those. I don't think Ruby was reaching when she commented about the black eye. Okay. Maybe, I mean, the eye didn't really look. There was a black mark there. It could be poor makeup. I have no idea. But we do know Ben is handsy with Grace. We've seen that time and time again. So, I wouldn't put it past him.
RV, blah, blah, blah. She's obviously extending it. Okay? I don't think you could really blame that on me. But if you want to blame it on me, if you were collateral damage. Yes.
Very Benjamin Netanyahu of you.
You were collateral damage.
Netanyahu and Biden.
Oh yeah, Netanyahu's my idol. Yeah. That's
She's Israel and Ben's Palestine. Is that what's going on here?
not hyperbolic at all. That's not hyperbolic at all to say that Benjamin Netanyahu is my idol. That's not hyperbolic at all. No, that's not true. Standing up to injustice and being willing to say, okay, there's going to be some other problems. Okay, but they're wrong. They are not.
Standing up to injustice. Yep.
Okay, but they are not experiencing injustice. I was and am.
Oh, they experience a lot of injustice.
No, they don't.
Anti-Semitism.
No, Dad, you're saying now you're saying like, oh, Grace, you're just pretending you got abused by your mom and that your mom's a cunt. No. The Palestinians are not oppressing the Israelis.
Over in World War II.
Okay, first off, that was a really dumb example to bring up. It's like getting lost in the weeds here, man.
Taking it out on Palestinians.
Yeah.
You got fucked over by your mother. Or are you taking it out on me? Why? Because you say, oh, well, there's nothing I can do in terms of mommy. I say to you, that's not true. Here's a list. I could come up with 1,000 things you could do. You go, actually, no offense, but I'm not doing any of those. But I'm also not going to stop being angry.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to not stop taking it out on you.
No.
My response to that is, go fuck yourself.
Okay, you're kind of lying, though, because I've done a lot of stuff to combat what my mother did.
Not true.
I've been a great, in some ways, streamer with you. I've helped you build a career with me.
Yeah.
I've been loyal. I went to the divorce proceedings.
Yes.
I could have said, fuck you, nigga, you're on your own with all this bullshit. But I didn't. And I'm not saying that was out of the kindness of my own heart. You've helped me a lot, too. But this idea...
Wait.
Come on.
Okay, so you helped me.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
I'm out. No, that's fine.
I didn't help you out of a sense of obligation.
What?
I did not help you out of a sense of obligation.
Why did you help me?
Because I wanted to, because I thought what was happening to you was wrong, and because I wanted to work with you so that we could be closer partners in our job together. I wanted to understand what was going on in your life so that we could build something together.
Okay, sure. And?
Oh, that's not enough? That's not the real reason, Grace. That's what Ben's thinking.
Okay, so this idea that I've never helped you to stand up against my mother, or I've never stood up against her in my own way, every time I do a successful stream, I am proving her wrong and shoving it in her face that she sucks, she was wrong about me, she's wrong to have treated me the way she did, and I'm succeeding.
I still don't have it. Okay, so the best revenge is doing well.
Not only,
And that's not cope.
not only,
Why
but
wouldn't you
with
take
the level of
the
abuse I
normal-
experienced.
Why don't you take the normal means of seeking justice? The normal means. I'm not suggesting anything illegal.
Ben is suggesting lawsuits. Ben wants Grace to sue Courtney for some reason. What?
I'm not suggesting anything.
What do you guys think of this so far?
I'm saying, why don't you exercise?
How are y'all doing tonight?
Now that the legal system has become familiar to both of us.
Yeah, see, the way they talk
We're not that
is horrible.
intimidated by it. Why don't you take the normal means of seeking justice against those who have done wrong against you, including Stephen Bennell, Keemstar.
Here, just take this, and nobody can hear you. Just take the mic. You can turn it. You can throw it in the chair if you don't want it to be on you, but nobody can. I mean,
I don't want to talk to you. That's why.
okay.
But
well,
you're talking to her.
So just have the mic at least.
This is
for
a
the
child.
Why have I not sought appropriate justice?
No, the normal means of justice that are available
Number
to
one.
you
Oh my
as an
God, what do you
American
mean by
citizen,
that, dumbass?
and are especially available to you, as you know, as a female, and on top of that, are available to you as a young female, and on top of that, are available to you as an attractive and
What? To bait? Wait. I'm trying to process what he said. It sounds like to me he's telling Grace, hey, you need to do more to bait these guys into rape traps.
Intelligent and articulate and manipulative young
You
female.
want me to tell you why?
I have none of those
You
advantages.
know the answer to this question. Number one, things have been very messy because I experienced abuse and I have issues organizing things and getting our life together. Number two,
That does
I have
not
had
answer it in
bad
any way.
experiences with the legal system and was hoping to address these problems in another way.
What bad experiences have you had?
Okay, let me lay one out for you. About 2 weeks ago, you remember this, I get a text from Joey saying, "Hey Grace, I'm going to kill myself. John
Wow.
just punched me and kicked me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm home alone."
Yeah.
So what do? I say, "Jesus Christ, Joe, calm down. I'm sorry.
Okay, but
Please
what
relax."
negative
No,
experience
hang on,
did you
hang on.
have
Let
at
me
the
just-
hands
no,
of the
Stream
legal
doesn't know
system?
the story anyway, so let
He's
me just
trying to tell you,
this,
Ben.
Okay. And then I say, "Okay, I don't know what the fuck to do."
He didn't say he's
My
home
mother-
alone. Obviously, he's there with
He
John.
said Mom wasn't home.
Right.
Okay? So I say, "Okay, just relax. I'm not sure what to do in this situation." I talked to you about it. You're like, "Okay, I don't think, just try to calm him down." I texted one friend about it and I was like, "What do I do?" He said, "Just calm down." I got really angry. I said, "You know what? No, I'm going over there and I'm calling the cops." The cops come. I tell them, "Apparently my brother just punched and kicked my 13-year-old brother. I don't know what to do about it, but
Yeah.
it seems fucking crazy. Their mom's not home. Can you please deal with this?" I don't know. It just enraged me to think of Joey
Okay.
getting hurt like that. What did they do? Nothing.
No, they didn't do nothing.
They did nothing, Dad. They did nothing.
Okay, but you were lied to. Your mother was home.
Yes, so Joey lied to me about it. I don't know what the fuck happened. but
Well,
I tried to
okay,
do
like
the
you
right
don't know
thing.
what happened.
I tried to do the right thing.
What did you suffer?
Yeah, Grace, not a great example, right? You got lied to by your brothers. What the? Okay. So Grace tried to relate to Ben, but at a time where she got screwed over by the legal system. Okay. All right. I don't know why she even tries, but it's kind of interesting seeing her try.
Suffer from that? Did you go to jail? Did you get arrested? Did you get threatened? Did you
Did
get
you have
even?
to suffer to pursue justice?
No, you said you've had terrible experiences.
That was a bad experience, yes.
Well, what is
I
the?
thought you got arrested for pushing me with your foot.
How does someone make you break their
Why are
phone?
you
and explain
screaming
it?
angrily at me? I'm asking you one question. You said you've had a horrible experience with the legal system personally. Okay.
Yes.
And
that's
you
one of them.
use an example that when police action was taken on your behalf or what was initiated by you in a circumstance that you don't know really what was going on.
Okay, I see. That's right. Hurricane broke his phone by accident. He got so enraged. I would say, move on. I no one's paying anyone anything. Hurricane Pyro, XP is not going to pay you anything. It's never going to happen. If he gives you that much grief, I mean, you can always mute him or something. It's up to you. It's up to you, man. I think the tools are there.
And you have a lot of reason to believe that you were lied to or that things were said that were not true, that you somehow suffered from that. I was there with you. I don't think you suffered in any way. I don't think the police treated you poorly. I don't think you were threatened with being arrested. I don't think you were intimidated. I know that you weren't arrested, and I know that you didn't spend time in jail. You don't have hearings to go to or anything else. So how are you a victim here? Because your brother, John, didn't get hauled away in handcuffs? When you feel like he should have? But you don't know the circumstances. You don't know those circumstances. From what I gathered about it, that was a kind of like cry for help, but it's just part of a dysfunctional family. It's not really something that I think John, from what I heard.
Yeah, Joey getting punched is just dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares? John can punch whatever,
All right,
whatever the fuck he wants, right?
Did you see Joey?
I don't think Grace is really
was there
understanding.
some sort of evidence that he was punched?
He had a little scratch under his eye, yes.
It's not really going to work well here. Like I said, it's interesting to watch Grace try to reason with her dad, but I don't think it's going to work at all because first off, he has a point. I mean, he is the one who's going to all these hearings and stuff. But she could say that, you know, she's kind of a victim in this whole thing too because she's kind of like part of it in it, but not really. You know, she could do that, but she said earlier that it's not her divorce. Anyway.
Why am I getting these texts? It's a bad experience overall.
Or she could say she's a victim in the sense that, like, every time the police take them away, it's traumatic for her, and all these events happen. There is that. There's the times where she tried to lie to the police several times, and they did nothing to her. Like the time where Ben was hiding in the RV.
I feel like an idiot. I have no idea why the cops don't do anything. I don't think John should be punching Joey. But maybe Joey
I'm not sure he was punching Joey.
Case, I don't know what the fuck is going
But
on.
if
Why
Joey
would
says he
lie
was
about
punching
that?
him and he said to the cop, this guy, this adult punched me in the eye, he would get arrested for certain.
Oh, AC. No, I haven't covered Wee
But
Watson.
I showed the cop the text where he said John did this to me.
I understand that, and
So
they did
I don't
investigate
get
it. They did investigate it. But I happen to know, I know, I think for a fact your mother was there. So that doesn't make sense. Or at least she got there and you weren't informed of that. So I don't really understand. I think I've been with you in many times when you've interacted with the legal system. The only time when you were, I think, treated unfairly was when you took photos in the courtroom and the bailiff said, bitch, you gotta leave because you can't take photos in here. Because your
I remember
mother
that.
became aware, what you were posting them on Discord or something, right? But that is their rule. It says it when you walk in the door.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that was a big deal.
And the guy wasn't threatening you with anything. He was just saying, like, if there's no reason you need to be here, like, you know, whatever. Someone said you did this, but even then they were super gentle with you.
I remember that moment. That was kind of funny. Yeah. And one thing I'll say for the chat, I mean, the back and forth between XP and Hurricane Pyro, I mean, you two need a room, dude. like what is going on? This is like something like you guys flat out like just need your own room to figure it out. Whatever happens, happens. Because there's some passion. There's some history with that, man. It really is. Oh boy. Anyway, let's keep it going.
And they were like, no, so like,
That was my attempt.
you get treated like a fucking princess. I get treated like a criminal just for having a dick and being 6'8". That's literally happened to me. I've had fucking little puny Judge Ippolito tell me that it's because I'm tall that he's angry at me. Fuck you.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck that guy. That's
Well, when has that ever happened to you?
I've been told that the court's not going to listen to me about you. The court thinks that I'm an idiot because I'm a girl and I don't know when I'm being accused.
You haven't been told that. You haven't been told that.
Okay, I have not been served justice either.
I agree. But, like, the one lesson you should learn from your experiences with the court system is if you're a lying, even if you're a lying, manipulative female who plays victim, there's no end to what the ignominy they will inflict upon your supposed accuser, right? Especially if it's a male. But I think also it's a female. It's a victim culture. So if you are a victim legitimately and you're young, attractive, articulate, and female, it's a fucking cakewalk.
Yeah, the pushing thing was rich too, huh? yeah. You see the way they word it.
You had a guy that I oppressed you into talking to, who was like into like housing stuff, who's like texting you 24/7 about your case. I mean, the idea that I just don't get it. Like, how are you? I get that there's some things, yeah. They didn't listen to you about the restraining order being bullshit. Yes, I agree. But when you're on the attacking side, there's nothing but you have every fucking piece of weaponry you could ever ask for. And you say, well, but it's not fair to me. Only mommy runs the system. Fuck
mommy issues right now.
you.
What the hell?
They don't give two shits about your mother. Oh, she has a special in with the Rhode Island court system. She has no such thing. They think she's a clown and a joke.
I'm not going to talk about this with you because I know it'll enrage you, but chat, my problem is I don't know what I could bring my mother to court for. I don't get it. Libel.
Liar. You're a liar. I'm not participating in it.
Whoa, buddy. You're a liar.
Liar.
Libel.
Liar.
She said that my father sexually abuses me in a restraining order. Okay, that's not technically a super public document.
Liar.
It is a sworn affidavit, but how am I going to prove that affected my income? She would just say, well, you talked about it publicly, right?
If anything, she'll say like you made money off it and improved your income. Look at that.
You were criminally abused by your mother throughout your childhood.
Yes, but childhood stuff, like faking fraud to the government of education, the Department of Education.
Sexual abuse.
Sexual abuse, yes, but
okay, and that's a wild one too. I know I heard that story. Okay, but I don't even know. You know what? We'll just go ahead and continue.
In a
Physical abuse.
confusing way. Physical abuse is very hard to prosecute, especially because there's no evidence. You know.
Okay. So no one's aware of the court.
Oh yeah. So what I'm getting here is Ben is feeling like he's in a corner. The walls are closing in on him, and he wants Grace to go on the attack against Courtney with lawfare. All right. Good luck on that. Good luck. Grace is a point
against Catholic priests. Those didn't happen. Those didn't happen.
That's more
no, but that didn't happen.
That's more extreme.
No,
than
it
what
is
Mom
not.
Did.
No, it is not. It is certainly not.
She can use the money she gets from the subs.
Manipulating.
To pay for the lawyer.
Manipulating
no.
someone who's in your trust into sexual acts against their will, though not at gunpoint. Do you think these priests all had guns?
But what about you, Ben?
No. Being manipulated into sexual acts by someone who should know better than to do that is a criminal act.
You mean when she...
Ben, that's what she accused you of doing. And that's what you guys have talked about many, many times on various streams. And there's a bunch of lore with that stuff.
She asked me to, like, service...
No. I'm talking about, well, whatever. Now you're going to do this thing of saying, I don't remember any such things. Okay, we've talked about them at length. But whatever. Look, here's the truth.
What Ben doesn't realize is that if he were to do that, and if he thinks there's something there, that's going to come back and bite him even harder. Because then it's like, okay, let's really explore the stuff really happened between Ben and Grace. I don't think Grace wants to open that up. I don't think she does. And I don't think she will.
You could do it. You could make stuff up like she did, and it would fly. But there are real things. She just lied.
Okay,
You don't even have to tell the truth, but you should. But like, there's no accountability for
Ignoring
females.
the sexual abuse thing, because that would be a criminal thing. Legally, in terms of suing, I don't even know what I would tell a lawyer. She talked shit about me on Discord. I have no proof of it. I could find proof maybe if I convinced one of her friends to send me screenshots, but like, regardless, it's in a private DM group. How could I prove that it's affected my income? I mean, she's a piece of shit, but it's mostly mental abuse. Like, she's never said anything publicly.
It's not true.
Wow.
What did she say publicly? I don't remember anything. She says shit in sneaky little Discord DMs, talking shit about me, claiming I am whatever. I don't have any evidence of it, but I
Pause
know it's
this.
true because-
Whatever.
I'm hearing wild things from Grace. This chat's wild too. So, oh, wait, hold on. XP says, Pyro threatened to grape my children, so I sent the video of him doing to him to make us saying that to my local PD. Is that even true? Look, well, XP, he said he was going to do that. Is he actually going to do that? He's not actually going to do that. It sounds like you're the one who got upset that someone said something like that on the internet, and you reported to the police, like a like a certain F slur. Okay. All right, he wasn't going to do that, but that's kind of fucked up too, Hurricane. So I could see, like, on both sides, there's some fuck up stuff. I don't even know. Like I said, though, that's just taking someone's word, literally in a chat. So now, if you guys want to, like, as viewers in a chat, if you were to click on their avatar, does it give you the option to mute that person for you? You don't have to engage with them. To me right now, both XP and Hurricane are kind of, strangers. I don't really know who they are, right? But I understand there's a back and forth there, and there's some issues there. But y'all need a room. Y'all can. I should get a room. Or just stop the back and forth. It's over with. I mean, if this continues, I see that it's spoiling the chat. I don't want to ban either one of you, but if this continues, I could, time out you guys, so you have a moment to think about this, reflect, just cool off a little bit. I know, man, or just do it yourself, or you can just mute them yourself.
Okay, so right, okay, whatever. You cannot pursue justice. This is what every victim says. I can't pursue justice, so I'm going to smoke weed instead. So let's get some weed. Let's get you a nice place to stay. Wait for the money to come in. And a big bag of weed, and pursue the life that you have chosen to pursue.
Wait, so no Grace is a stoner? Hell yeah, dude. All right. All right.
You keep bringing weed into this. I don't know what the reference is. I'm not saying...
Every female who should respond to an injustice with the normal means, not excessive, normal means of pursuing justice, but doesn't do so, ends up sucking on the other end of a crack pipe, fentanyl, or in the best case scenario.
And now, because she's not going to go after Courtney, now she's a drug addict. Look at this. It's crazy. And PD, I don't know. The story's wild. Ben has it in his head. There's something that Courtney had done in the past, but that just comes. It seems like it comes out of left field, like it's pure deflection.
Area weed, because your brain is not going to be okay with it. So let's get you a big fucking bag of weed, legal weed. Drop you off at Ruby's, where she can show you how
we got
it's
6
better
likes. I'll go ahead and take another
to
shot
lose
of
in life than to try to get some resolution on your family dynamics. That I think would be great.
Okay, so
can we agree to that?
Okay, so you're mad at me because I'm a victim of abuse.
You keep saying you're mad. You keep saying I'm mad at you.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, apparently it's Courtney that made Grace suck on the beer bottle. It's like, what in the world?
My God.
You are angry with me. That's
You're
clearly
obviously mad at me. Everything in your tone of voice is saying.
You said that a million
I'm
times
mad
to
at
me. Okay. Okay, so we go through this every single time I say I'm not mad at you. You say yes, you are.
But you are mad at her. You were. What do you mean you're not mad at her? You were like yelling at her earlier.
Not true.
You're not mad at me. You're not mad at me.
Yeah. Ben is totally mad at you. Ben was saying how he was getting ass raped, because of he was taking up the ass, right? Ben was saying how he's taking up the ass because you screwed him over, and he was mad at you about that. Remember that whole thing that happened? Like it seemed like an hour ago.
I very much understand where you are, and I'm hoping that you can get some resolution. And in order to do that, I think you need to be presented with, like, that someone needs to help you to see that, like, your behavior is crazy and it's rooted in something that you haven't dealt with. I've done this. Ask chat how many times I've had this exact conversation with you, now on stream quite a bit, and I used to have it with you privately. And
we've had this conversation a lot.
You always tell me that I'm wrong, I'm mad, when what I'm really saying is, why don't you do this? And I'm saying it to you firmly because I don't think there's any hope for you to avoid becoming a loser than to pursue the normal available means of pursuing justice against those who should have behaved better. But every time I do it, you go, yeah, I'm not doing it. Or you just say, yeah, bro, and then it just doesn't happen.
Oh, well, I'm attempting to deal with what you're suggesting.
No, you're not.
Seriously. By saying, okay, these are my, like, questions about this.
Yeah. She was asking questions like, what am I suing Courtney for?
You seem to think it's possible. Maybe chat could help me. Am I missing something? Because if I wanted to do something, like, there have been times that I've taken action against people that I haven't done on stream that I've really enjoyed. So if I saw a clear way to, you know...
Generally, you take it up the ass. Yesterday with Kevin, who really did not demand, nor, like, would a commonsensical person say, like, I should fear this person socially.
Man, a few words.
You acted like you were running around, like, fearing
That's the only
him
thing you
if you
could
didn't
say.
get him ice cream quick enough. I mean, it's ludicrous how
this
incredibly
is infuriating,
you are
man.
Of people who really have no right. I mean, and aren't even demanding you do this, right? He's like, where should I put these seats? You're like, I'll take them. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't you let him put them away? Right? Because I don't want him to get offended.
Well, because they have to fit in the back in a weird angle.
He fit him in?
Yeah, he did.
You don't need to do everything. You don't
The
need
Ben's
to
trying to say, don't be
I
a
understand
doormat.
that Zoomer guys are assholes.
Don't always try to help people.
He was just being genuinely
I guess.
helpful because his parents had told him,
And that's
despite
her
whatever
taking it up
limitations
the
he has,
ass.
like, you should try to be helpful
I
when
guess.
you're a guest of someone. So
did Kevin?
I've told you a million times.
Kevin give it
you're
up
gonna
her,
get run
up her ass? I don't
one
understand.
example, I'm like, you're gonna get run over riding a bike, weaving in off the sidewalks onto traffic, back on the sidewalks onto traffic. You should be more assertive and take your lane.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're like, let's see if I get run over. Okay, well, you don't want to listen, and a lot of people go, Jesus, Ben. Okay, but like I'm telling you, that's how it works. And I understand it's hard to be assertive to traffic. When you're a bicycle, it's hard to be assertive to a car. I don't.
Now she can ask, Ben, why don't you ride the bike? Ben, why are we so poor? We're just riding a bike around.
Fucking care. I don't fucking care, and you shouldn't care either, because riding a bicycle is very dangerous. It's the most dangerous form of transportation by far.
I mean, motorcycle. Whoa.
Not being assertive and kind of
Doesn't
acting
matter.
like you're afraid of cars and you're solicitous of them not being, you're much more likely to get yourself into an accident. But you don't care.
No, I think Grace does care. No, you know what? No, he's right. Grace doesn't care. Grace does not care.
You know better than me how to navigate life. Great.
And this is the part where I did a video on.
How's it going? I'm pretty good with my life, except for the fact that you do this. But you're in a crisis every fucking day. So you know better than me. Where's the evidence that you know better than me? And if there is no evidence, maybe you should consider that you don't know better than me. But God forbid I say that you take the easy means of pursuing justice, which you could now do with the assistance of paid counsel.
Yeah,
and you
can
can talk
Grace.
to them. I guarantee you could talk to them for at least half an hour for free before you get that money. But are you going to do that? No. You know better. And what was I telling you a couple days ago? Maybe you should talk to a psychologist who specializes in people who've been abused.
Yes, have Grace talk to a
Instead
psychologist
of me
without you.
only. And maybe these people will tell you what I'm saying, which is that you should pursue justice. Are you seriously considering that? No. What would it cost you? Nothing. You have health insurance.
Oh man, that psychologist would have a field day.
But are you going to do it? No, because you know better than me. Well, how's it going?
Not well.
So what is your basis for saying that you know better than me?
My basis.
Well, how well is your plan going, Ben? What is the plan exactly? To sue Courtney and get things back? Get what back? And did he actually suggest for Grace to see a psychologist about her problems? Clearly, that wouldn't backfire.
I don't want to do it, and I.
Okay, is that a real basis?
Yes. Well, in the sense that.
Isn't that Lynx's basis?
Well, I think it's important.
Get correct. A psychologist gives legal advice now. Well, in Thorp world, probably, yeah.
Decisions and Ethan Ralph's decisions, basis for his decisions, and Ruby's. Why doesn't she want to talk with her father? Because she doesn't want to.
Yeah, but I don't believe that just willing yourself to do something is going to make it happen. I should understand why I don't want to do it, and at least
gotta
even
manifest
if I don't
it.
Feel like I want to do it. I should want to do it.
Gotta
in my
manifest.
head. It makes sense to me.
No, you shouldn't. You should figure out what makes sense to do. And I presented you, with a really good argument that just saying I don't want to pursue the normal means of justice and I have no other plan.
Just say suing
is not reasonable.
Okay.
And you can freak out and get angry about it, but there's really nothing exciting and dramatic about that. Sorry. It's just stupid.
Well, again, I'm.
Why don't you pursue it? Why don't you pursue it against Keemstar? You have a legitimate case against him for employment-related shit. That's super easy.
He's not going to sue anybody.
You have a legitimate
It costs
case
a lot of
against
money
him.
to do any of that.
I would say on the order of 5 figures that you could hire a lawyer to pursue. And New York state employment law is probably the strictest in the entire country. And obviously,
He would burn through all her money.
Take Courtney to court for? I could take her to court for libel, I believe it would be. And my case would be that she wrote in a sworn affidavit to the court that I am currently being sexually abused by my father. And that is libelous. And it has
it's
damaged
perjury also.
It's also perjury.
It's
but
not
that's
abuse if you're willing. That's the.
Yeah, maybe if we had a lawyer, we could though.
Maybe. And I simply, I know you talk about like motivation, like either you don't see how you can get to the goal, or you don't know what the goal is, or you don't want the goal. There has to be some kind of a problem. And if you don't want to do something, it has to be some kind of issue. Like either you don't think you can get there, or you don't want to get there in the first place. I do not see the steps to.
You're a liar.
Ben.
Can you elaborate on that?
Ben, I don't think she's lying. She does not see the steps to do it.
No.
Okay. So I don't see the steps.
How many thousands of hours have I told you the steps you can take? Thousands of hours.
Oh, because Ben knows the way. Do what Lord Ben says, and you'll be fine. We'll be wrapping up in a little bit. There's a particular line I want to hear.
Liar. You're such a liar. Your father is not me. You are the daughter of the father of lies.
Okay.
Don't I disclaim you as my daughter.
The daughter
Take a new
of the
name.
father of lies. Daughter of Satan.
Okay.
Satan's daughter. That should be your name.
Satan's daughter.
Grace Satan's daughter. Daughter. That's if you want to be Scandinavian.
Satan's daughter.
daughter.
Okay, so
That's your real.
Why does he have to be so stupid about it? It's so funny. That's what's hard to take seriously.
Name.
Your new host, Grace.
Just like your mother. Just like your mother wants to get rid of my name. Good. I don't want your name
How
attached.
would you get
my name
over the
attached.
fact that she did not make that public? I'm not sure, Decentralized, because I feel like her case would be, well, you talked about the affidavit, and even though it is technically a public document, people would not have had access.
Her case could probably be, you guys talked about the whole thing. Everyone on the internet knows about it.
To it.
No, I actually don't think you can use court
If they know about you guys, they know about it anyway.
testimony for slander. I don't think you can.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
protected.
So I can't use that. Okay, well, we're just putting the criminal thing aside. We're talking about suing. Court.
Here's what you could do. You could get together all the evidence that you have.
Oh, Ben probably doesn't know the difference between criminal and civil.
You could then pursue it with attorneys and psychologists, right? But
Notice
you
he's not saying
don't want to do
psychiatrist.
that. You want to avoid all three of those things. And instead, ask yourself, why?
But I don't understand what a psychologist would do for how that would help them at all. That's so dumb. Ben is such an idiot.
Oh, why does poor little baby me, who loves her dad so much, constantly abuse him? That's what you want to do with your life. And it fucking sucks. And you go, well, that's interesting. Fuck you!
Collect all the evidence.
Yeah. Yeah, when I've begged you to help me get some of the evidence together to present to the court, and you've dragged your fucking feet every time and then saved it somewhere I have no access to it, right? Tell your story, clear your name and my name, make a fucking video, fucking Shamu and FPS Diesel, that those pieces of shit are the only people who care about your life enough to make a documentary. And that's what
That's what stays on the internet? You wouldn't like to get that absolute fucking bottom of the barrel loser Shamu removed
What? Shamu's a nice guy. He's a very nice guy.
from YouTube for his lies?
Removed from YouTube for lies? What were the lies? He plays your clips and talks about it.
Easily done.
Okay.
Easily done. And you know what else, Grace? Here's the thing. Your mother doesn't really attack you directly, right? What does she do?
She plays the victim of me, and then other people attack me on her behalf.
No. She's smarter than you, right? She's a genius, right? Even though she's a goddamn moron. So what does she do?
You really got to put in her head that Courtney is the villain here.
Attacks me in order to attack you. Well,
There
why
we
don't
go,
you
Ben.
try turning the fucking tables? You said you could easily win against her little monster that she created, John Thorp, right?
But so now she has to sue her brother? What?
So why don't you pursue that?
I'll sue the brother.
He's had tons of time to repent.
I don't think the other siblings would like that.
For the things he's said publicly about you. He ain't doing it. Because he loves mommy and mommy loves him. He sleeps every night in her bedroom. In her bed.
You two sleep in the bed, you motherfucker. What the fuck? What the fuck is this bullshit? Ben. What the fuck?
What a loser. You say you care about him. You don't care about him enough to seek justice against him. But whatever, I don't know any steps I can take. You're a liar. Liar. The devil is your father. The father
Oh, that might be true, Ben. You might be the devil.
of lies. You love him. That's who's giving you this plan. He gave your mother the same plan. There is no plan. No plan. Love it.
I guess
Every evil woman's plan is no plan. Because that way, you can do as much evil as you want, as you see fit. Why have a plan?
The reason I haven't gone against John is because I guess I decided that it was more beneficial to, I guess, have him as a potential part of the family.
Is she getting another cigarette?
Took him seriously, so it was better.
Yeah,
use
but
of
what?
my
Who are
time.
you seeking justice?
Why doesn't she just get a handful of cigarettes at this point? And
Against
smoke them all at the same time.
Courtney.
Okay.
Hopefully it kill her. Take her away from this.
Well, how does she inflict evil upon you?
She attacks you.
Okay. So how would you turn the tables?
I would attack John. But I
Yeah.
don't really think she cares about John.
And that would
but
also
okay.
illustrate to, of course she doesn't, but you think she's going to come to his aid?
No.
Well,
No,
wouldn't
I
that
don't.
show him maybe something?
Huh? No, I don't think so. Not at all.
Well, wouldn't that maybe wake him up to the reality of what's going on here?
What do you think is going on here, Ben?
I mean, maybe, but
And also, wouldn't it show something to the entire world and your siblings?
The entire world does not care about this. In fact, only 19 people are watching right now.
If he
And
is
only,
found
wait, how
guilty-
many people watch the stream? 2,000 views. And that's on Kick. So that's like, I mean, you can open up different tabs and it counts for different views. So it's a small amount of people that really care.
Guilty of libel? Instead of you just saying, well, I think he's a real asset because he makes incomprehensible, stupid crap rap music. Oh, you're a nice person.
Oh, we're going to sue John for listening to rap music.
Right? You're too nice. You're too nice to pursue justice.
It's not about being nice, no.
Meanie daddy would do that to his own little precious son.
It's not
Your
about being nice.
damned right I would.
Okay, we're getting close to
You're
it.
goddamned right I would. I'd pursue it against my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters,
Back up.
my children. Abso-fucking-lutely. When they're adults, it's game on. And you too, sister, just so you know.
There we go.
Sue me.
Would have no hesitation.
That was it. That was the line I was waiting for. You would sue me? And I was like, they are the most white trash family I have seen. And there's a lot of white trash on YouTube. But they are definitely the whole like Sue happy that is the traveling gypsy dude. They're it. You'll sue me. Can I back this up just a little bit?
Father, my brothers, my sisters, my children. Abso-fucking-lutely. When they're adults, it's game on. And you too, sister, just so you know.
What are you gonna do? Sue me?
Would have no hesitation.
Let's hear that again.
If it was the right thing to do.
Okay.
Meanie daddy would do that to his own little precious son.
It's not
You're
about being
goddamned right I would. You're goddamned right I would. I'd pursue it against my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters, my children. Abso-fucking-lutely. When they're adults, it's game on. And you too, sister, just so you know.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Sue me?
What are you gonna do? Sue me?
Would have no hesitation if it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
don't have any legal beef with you, but if I did,
with what money? She's the one who has the money. Are you gonna sue? Ben would sue Grace if he had to. Ben would sue the woman that he on camera kicks around, hits around, beats around. His daughter. He would sue his daughter, the one they share the same bed with. Yeah, his daughter. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that for a second. I don't doubt that he would try, but he would not succeed because failure is the only thing that he really knows. It's why he doesn't have anything. Anyway, that's a crazy moment. That's a crazy thing. Anyway, gotta wrap this up now. I got work in the morning, man. We streamed for like almost 3 hours. Okay. With that said, y'all take it easy. Hope you enjoy this. It was very Ben-centric. It was very Ben-centric. Okay. Maybe too much of Ben. But yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Anyway, y'all take it easy and have a good one. Oh, wait, before we go, let me just say, shout out for those that are still here, like Get Cracked For Me, North 7878, Paranormal Drama Llama, Sin Orange, and Tinsel TQ. All right, now we'll wrap up.